Okay, I've changed over cards. I'm using these micro SD cards, 16 gig. The bloke went to sell me the HAR32 one. I thought I better get something that's half the value in case one breaks, or like I did at the end of other seasons, had problems with them, you know, like losing a tang or things like that. So also I've just changed the battery over. I've spent a lot of money on these batteries. I had to get some generic ones because the real ones are so pricey. They're like nearly $90 a battery, and I got 3 of these batteries, thinking, you know, I might need them through the season, not knowing how good they are. And so I spent the price of an external hard drive on 2 extra batteries, thinking I might, you know, go bush for like 4.5 hours and might need extra battery power. But what I've learnt already is they're absolutely bloody fantastic. And I don't actually need 2 extra battery packs, probably just one just as a safety net, because one was probably going to do me. Now, hopefully you can see the difference now. I don't even have to take any photographs at all. And I thought I'd just go down this, give you a quick précis overview of whole Tangari. So this is right at the end of the dry, just as the first rains have come. You can still see the vegetation has still got this dry, washed out look. And there'll be no plants up except for probably Prayfolia flowers. As you see, absolutely nothing there. And as you can see, the moss here, it hasn't even greened up there. Now we've got these ant colonies, and hopefully the camera will actually pick those up quite well now. I'm running at one setting off the full maximum for AEDHV or whatever it is, which from my initial uploads to YouTube is you can go up to 1080p, and this is still only the quarter of what the camera can do. So, you know, if you want me to go out and film, you know, 4K or take some 4K photographs and things like that, please sing out, and I'm probably practice burning things to disk and things like that. So if you like this, it can be 4 times better. That's what I'm really saying. It's 3/4 broadcastable, this camera, so, you know, it's good enough. Did I swing? Sorry, I've got to get used, because it's yeah, I swing too fast with this one compared to the old camera. But we'll just go down this track, and I toned down the highlights on the camera because they were too bright in my previous clips. But I think that's because I knocked this little toggle on the right hand side of the camera, which you can't see. I span it around, I think, and I also did some bracketing shots by accidentally touching the other dial on the left hand side. You know, picking up the camera, you could actually turn it around 1 or 2 notches, so that's probably a design flaw slightly there. You need a slightly stiffer button, or you need to put it on a slightly different location on the camera, fellas. Just thought you might want some positive feedback there, but hopefully you'll now... I'm in Intelligent Plus mode, and I've also tried to set the ISO to 80, or if I could go lower, I would probably do it for 75, as I learned from my previous camera. It's probably the ideal thing, especially when the sunlight comes out. But as I say, there's probably nothing growing here except for, well, of course there's stuff growing here. I mean, from a CP point of view, I mean. But, and I'm going to try and keep these clips down to 8 minutes. The usual thing, like from previous seasons, just to see comparisons from one season to the next. But as I was saying, with these batteries, I basically wasted the price of a good external hard drive, 1 terabyte external hard drive, which I wanted to do to store these things. So now I've gone over to a different system of just buying $15 memory cards, and I'm just going to store them on the memory cards, because until I can afford a new external hard drive. You know, having the safety backup of having battery packs, which I don't need because they're so good. As I said, I left 1 battery pack in the camera for a week, and when I turned it on, the charge was still full charge, you know, which is amazing. I mean, if I could have got that out of ordinary batteries, I would have been laughing. The only drawback is the battery packs take 2 hours and 20 minutes to charge up. But they charge up really well, and the charger turns itself off, so I'm impressed with that. And as I said, they keep their charge for, you can keep them in the car for at least a week, and you haven't basically lost any charge. And the camera runs for the good amount of time that you need from the batteries. So, yeah, as I said, basically I've got probably a safety backup battery and one I don't really need. So if anyone wants to buy a battery pack from me that fits a Lumix camera, yeah. Well, I did compare this camera with something my son had, and they're all slightly different, so I don't think you can actually do that. But I was expecting to see the odd flower, the odd Playfolio flower out here, but maybe we'll walk down there and maybe we'll take a different route. Otherwise, it'll get boring seeing the same old stuff over and over again. So maybe, since these take a little, I don't know, they seem to say they're going to take about the same amount of time as the old footage to upload, but when it gets going, it really chugs along. So obviously YouTube is engendered or geared, if that's the word, to actually take these more modern stuff. So it seems actually faster. So becoming more technologically advanced seems to be saving me time in uploads and things like that. But yeah, I think we might just walk through here. There is a way to get through things, and you might come across a few things, and if we take it later on in the season, you'll see some nice plants if we go through this way. But I'll start a new clip, I think, just to see how we go, in case, I don't know. It looks all right in the viewfinder now. It's not bright in any of the corners like it was in previous things, so we'll have to see whether you can actually set the ISO while it's going. I don't know. Can we actually do that while we're recording? Let's have a go. No, you can't do it while you're recording. Nope. Okay.